And we're live.
Boom!
Charles Maund Toyota, car buying. This is Chris Martinez, and this is car buying with Charles Maund Toyota. I got a special guest here today,
What's up?
and this is James DiMeo. And tell us a little bit about yourself, real quick, James. I had to put him on the spot real quick because I told him, look, we've got an episode that we call Millennial Buyers, and
my man, up a little bit. I got to get this up.
My man James is a millennial buyer, and he works for us. He's actually one of the used car managers. Does a great job for us. And but tell me, James, why is millennial buying someone, or what makes it so hard or so easy? What
it's not that it's hard necessarily. I think the thing is it's just a unique buyer, and I think if you bring that to any circumstance, whether it's a millennial, Generation X, whatever the case may be, but you have to look and identify your customer.
Okay.
And not that you want to treat them any differently, but you have to take your approach a little bit differently.
Okay. So you don't
want to hurt people's feelings, sir.
Yeah. Well, so you want to make it easier, right? So what we've done is we've made that easy, right? So
I would say so, especially like with our pricing, stuff of that sort. When it comes to our online prices, we're one price, we're transparent. They don't want to come in and feel like they're having to negotiate, and we take all of that out of the equation for them and try to make it seamless process and make it.
Let me ask you. So you talk about we got upfront fair pricing, right? We actually just recently launched a campaign talking about 90 minutes or less, so time, right? People want time, so that's
a huge thing for me.
We have a huge selection, right? So make it easy, right? So one of the things that most people, and this is just some of the surveys I've seen, is they don't want to talk to anybody in the business office when they're doing paperwork.
I think that's probably because of the pressure.
Okay.
Or
what they perceive as pressure, right?
What they perceive as pressure. Because for me, like when it comes to the time, that is, for me, I'll walk out of the place, quite frankly, if I'm purchasing something. So time is something that I would say is key, especially with that customer base. But yeah, they don't want to have to go to finance. They want to be able to do everything from this right here,
the phone, right?
The phone.
We try to make things a lot easier that way. But let me ask you, so part of, getting into the game of buying cars, houses, unfortunately, there's a lot of things you don't like, but it's part of the process, right? You got to sign some paperwork, right?
Yeah.
But with our DocuPad, we kind of make it easier to go through the paperwork and everything.
I think that's failure on salespeople's end too, though, because sometimes it's about setting the tone and giving them what the roadmap is. If they have a solid understanding, because I never have issues when it comes to customers like that. Granted, I'm not selling anymore, but when I was in sales, I never had to experience a customer saying, "Oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that." But it's also because I set the tone. I let them know where we were at in the process, and to my best of my ability, little obstacles would come up, but I tried to execute everything that I would promise. And I think our generation, communication. I think that's just a very that's a subject in itself when it comes to our generation. Mine, because you're a little older than me.
Yes, I am, sir, just a little bit, but with any generation, right? So we give you good pricing. We've done the research for you, right? We got a team of people that search all day, making sure that our prices are the best, right? And we try to make them very competitive. We match almost all of them. I know there's been some other competitors we've seen out there that are just generally at $1,500, $2,000 higher than our prices, right? Like car. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but
they own the market, sir. Can't do much about that. All we can do is offer, better service. And again, the time thing for me is huge. I'll just give you a quick scenario. Looking for a brand new TV, nice TV. My price range has gone up a little bit over the past few years. And the salesperson, now granted it's Best Buy, so they're not, you can't expect actually in Magnolia, I think they do get a commission, but I don't want the pregnancy, I want the baby, and when they take too much time, I'm kind of like, then I'm all over the place. Then all of a sudden now there's more options to where I want to go home and do research on those options. So I think when you have too much time, it brings up so many different things that don't really need to be in the equation, and in that scenario, she lost my interest.
Okay.
I said, yeah, I'm done.
Well, so we try to minimize all that. We put there's all these different roadblocks. We try to minimize that. So we give you fair upfront, no haggle pricing on our internet prices, right?
Yeah.
And we make sure that everything's clearly just visible when you go into finance. We have a big old screen. It's like an iPad, big old iPad.
Yeah,
you look at all of your paperwork and you can sign it right there digitally, right?
Yeah.
So we make those. So from start to finish, the only real long time the drag is trying to decide what car you want, right? Because we have over 1,500 cars in stock. So generally speaking, the only time, the time waster is when they don't know what car they want.
Yeah,
Right?
especially when if they're looking at multiple brands. But the good news to a big store like ours is that you have the ability to look at a few different brands instead of having to go to 4 or 5
Especially on our pre-owned, right? Because we got over 400 cars on our
inventory. Totally. So. Pre-owned, again, I'm pre-owned, repping. When it comes to us, we have the ability to show them different brands. So when it comes to, a quick, for instance, a Corolla, we're going to go ahead and be able to show them a Civic, So we have different picks if they want to be able to look at different stuff. We have it here at Charles Maund. Check us out. We're doing big things here. Last year alone, 10,406 units, right?
It was something like, it was like 403 maybe.
3
units. It was 3 units. So
that was probably the thing that I bought.
Yeah, those are but it's all good. So quick tips. This is what it was about. Car buying, Charles Maund Toyota. Fair prices. Make it real easy for you in financing.
Yep.
And 90 minutes or less, and you can't pay.
90 minutes
or less. The only reason why
we
say 90 minutes or less because it's going to take you a while to look at these 1,500 cars.
Well, look at this, the car buying tips. 7 minutes or less.
There you go. All right. Again, my name is Chris Martinez.
James DiMeo.
And come see us, Charles Maund Toyota Car Buying. All right? Have a good evening.